Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out RV Daydream, and it's a little bit cloudy and, oh, I don't know, kind of overcast, but it's not warm, it's not cold. A little bit on the cool side though. Let's go see what I got in store for you today as far as catching up.
I've been riding on a daydream.
Typical Ohio day. The truck wasn't running, and it took me a while to get it fixed, and I don't know if I even got it fixed. Crazy thing. So look at this disastrous mess. Oh my, this is horrible. I got some things that I need to install on the truck, so let's kind of put it all together real quick and try to catch you up with what's been going on. First and foremost, we're going to go on a little camping trip. It's just a short one though, just a few days. Heidi's having a hard time getting away from work, and you know, she's got to do it. So I snuck in a couple of days that's coming up because it's going to be warm. For whatever reason, Ohio has been warmer than normal for about the past, I think it was 14 months, maybe closer to 16 months. So as far as the average temperature for each month, and this was going through the winter and everything else, there's only been 2 months that's been cooler than normal. And we're getting ready to make that 3 most likely. May is probably going to be a cooler than normal May for the average temperatures. Now, there is a break in the cooler temperatures, and that is coming up, and we're going to take advantage of that because we're going to be into the 70s and 80s. And I'm going to be more than happy on those days. But then it's going to cool off again. So camping, that's all that's important. We're going to be out camping. I've got to do some work on the truck, just like always. I unfortunately had some sort of a fuel delivery problem or a map sensor problem to where the truck was stalling. It was falling on its face. It wouldn't accelerate except at a gradual half throttle and under. If you tried to do more than half throttle, it was stalling, and I think I cured it. I'm in the last process of double checking, so I'm recreating the exact same conditions the truck was under whenever all this started. I don't know why it started, and I don't know if I fixed it. Normally I'm pretty good about that stuff to where I definitely pinpoint a problem and I fix it. But in this case, I just don't know. Hopefully it's fixed. So what do I have to do? Well, I've got to clean this disaster up again. If I'm working on a few different things, it's making it to where I don't clean up after one because I'm busy going on to the next. And that's what causes this. So you see tools laying out for about 5 different repairs that I've done, and it's not good. You know, fuel filter replacements on the truck, the brake shoe replacement on the truck, still had parts out for that. The alternator conversion for the truck, going to 130 amp alternator, I still got tools out for that. But I have a lot of stuff that I still have to do. You seen I pulled my adjustable fuel pressure regulator off because I was still having a problem. Again, I don't know if that's the cure or not, but that was part of it. I have to install this backup camera. I've had this forever. I mean, I've had this for about 6 months, and here it still sits. We picked up a new battery in addition to the battery it's already on the RV. It's another deep cycle. It matches it exactly. It's a good idea to have matching batteries. And I'll show you how to install this or wire it. I'm waiting for a new battery box to come in to do so. Of course, you can see my tool chest is still here and my tools aren't in there. Darn it. I don't know. You think that I'd get some organization going on here. I had to do all kinds of testing. Here's a pressure tester as far as vacuum. I had to check some RPMs on a mower. I'll talk about that in just a second. Of course, I was doing codes on my truck. Here's fuel, vacuum. I was doing timing. I mean, there was a bunch of stuff going on. I've got to work on this riding mower today. I went ahead and bought a new gearbox for this deck. Even though I said I hate mowing with this mower, I cannot, as a mechanic, just leave it broken knowing that I can fix it. It was 60 bucks on eBay for a used box. They said it's good. We'll see what happens. I'll be getting into that. I'm going to be doing a review on this and talking about this. This is an RV item. You guys are going to love it. We'll get to that in the future. But yeah, I've already used it, and man, does it work well. My son's van, I went ahead and pulled this stuff out because when my truck was broken, I was driving his van all over the place. Man, I really like that van. It's pretty cool. Also, in the back of my truck, and I'm going to try to show you through the window, something that we'll talk about in the future. And again, I don't know if I'm going to be able to show this to you. Maybe you can see. Let's shield it a little bit. That is a 7-foot ramp. So we'll talk about that at a later date. And it has to do with my wastewater tank and the winch that is in the back of the truck, which I kind of talked about before. But again, we're going to jump into that later. Oh, the window's kind of popped open again. I'm going to have to look into that because I can see there's a gap. I don't like that at all. Maybe it just needs cranked closed. This is the one that I repaired. No, it feels like it's pretty closed. I'll have to look into that. The RV's got some stuff that's normally sitting in the back of the truck, but I had to go get something in the truck, which I'm going to show you here in a second, so I had to put everything in here. I finally picked up a surge protector. The door's going to close. I just have it open there. Progressive Industries, I'll put the link down below for this. This is for 30 amp. The best thing about this is I didn't understand why when you plug in your RV at the campgrounds, they have that electric post that has a door. And whenever you plug in your RV, you close the door and the cord comes out the bottom and it protects the connections. But if you're using a surge protector, now you have another socket that's exposed to rain that you plug your RV into, and now those electrodes and everything else are exposed to rain. Now, is it going to be a problem? No, most likely not. But I always thought it was strange that they never offered one that had a case that protects the plug, the RV plug, like it is when it's plugged in without a surge protector. So I got the one with the cover. Again, the link will be down below for this. This will be really nice. Now, I'm sure on mine, because I have a big Camco plug, I did a video on that in the past. I'll put a link up above here. You can click the link and it'll take you there and you can look at it. But this will require me to cut my grip off of my Camco, I'm sure, because the door's kind of closed. But yeah, really, really, really nice item to go with here. I don't know if I would have not been too happy if I would have plugged in and busted our, our charging system on this thing and all the electrical because of a surge. This will take care of that. All right, let's go see why the truck is empty in the back. We're going into the shed so I can show you my latest thing that's going to help me when I'm not RVing. There it is in all its glory. This is an old Simplicity Broadmoor. I got a really good deal on it, and I've been working on mowers for so many years. It's funny because I have spent up to $2,500 on a mower for resale, and I have bought, I don't know, once a month for I don't know how many years over the summer months, anywhere from $400 to $2,500 worth of equipment each month that I worked and had my own business, again during the summer months, and yet I've never paid so much for a mower for myself. Now this one, I still got a good deal. It was $600, and it has a really good V-twin on it. Like I said, I've worked on these things for a long time, so I knew when I seen it came up in Craigslist that this might be something that I wanted to get, and I'm very happy with it. What this is going to allow me to do is whenever I need to mow the yard, I can get it done fast. This thing moves pretty quick. It's a hydrostat. It's definitely faster in reverse, and it's a bigger cut. And on top of that, Simplicity with these what they call floating decks or rolling decks, they're some of the best cutting mowers that you could buy. It does a really good job on the lawn. So none of this cross mowing or any of this stuff anymore. So it'll be nice, and that's why I got this. I didn't like the fact that I have to spend the money, but this is something that I can resell. Actually, at this time of year, being that it's still mowing season, I could put this out in my front yard right now for $800 and it would sell. I mean, I could turn it over for money. Again, that's what I used to do for a living, so I know which mowers to buy and what to do. Now, when I got this one, there was a noise coming from the engine, and I didn't understand the guy. I think he was just buying mowers and flipping them, and he said if he puts his hand on the engine, the noise stopped. So he knew it wasn't anything too serious, but yet he didn't work on mowers. He just bought them and resold them. So I got it and brought it home and just tightened the engine down. It was loose from the frame. All 4 bolts were loose. I tightened them down. That was it. That's all I'd done. It even had a full tank of gas. I'm still mowing on it. So that's where this came into play and why the camper's got all that stuff in. Again, this old one's been doing the job for so many years, but it's time to retire it, tell you the truth. And it stinks. It just stinks. So that's it in a nutshell. We're going to go camping. More on that later, obviously. So Heidi's going to try to take off some work near the end of the month. We'll have to see how that works out. I got a lot of stuff I need to do. I still need to do the oil change on the truck, the front brakes on the truck. I went ahead and spent some money, and I bought the exhaust headers that I was talking about. They were on sale, but you're still talking $900. The guy on eBay turned out to be a flake and just held up my money. He don't have anything in stock, and just like all his negative feedback said, I should have read the feedback and paid attention to it more and realized it was all a scam. But I'll be working on the truck whenever those exhausts come in. That'll be after our camping trip. But I do need to snug down the exhaust that's on there now because it's come loose a little bit. I also have to do the brakes on the Buick Century since I own that now. And also put struts on the Buick Century to make it to where, and tires, to make it to where it rides really, really well. And it can be driven really long distances because I think that we might use that for our main supportive transportation. So that's what I'm doing right now, guys. We'll see what happens here, and I'll catch up with you in a couple days. And this video, I'll just tack on to the next one. So let's see what's going on next. Well, it's the next day, and it's beautiful weather out. Look at that. I got the oil changed in the truck. I checked it out. It's still running pretty good. There's no issue like there was. I've got some new brake hardware I'm doing here. We'll get this thing up and running. Everything looks pretty good. I haven't really seen anything that's told me that there's an issue, so this will make it nice. After I get all these new brakes on the front, I'm going to bleed the whole system. I'm going to drain the master cylinder and put new fluid in. I'm going to bleed the entire system, starting with the right rear, then the left rear, then the right front, and then the left front. That's the way you're supposed to do it on these older systems, furthest away starting, and then we'll be able to go camping, hopefully. I haven't done anything else. I haven't cleaned very much, but yeah, we're getting there. Whew, that's loud. So I got the new brake pads on. I got new sliders. I went ahead and put some new bolts and of course the clips. Got it all lubricated up, and now I'm cleaning out the master cylinder, taking out all the old fluid and cleaning it up as much as possible. I'm getting ready to put it back on, put it on the right way. I'm going to put this back on and then fill this with fresh fluid, and at that point I will start bleeding the brakes and I'll be done with the brake system finally. I bet you this thing will put me through the windshield the first time I try to stop. The rear brakes really haven't worked very well since I got it, and once I did the rears I could already tell things were awful nice. And then I seen these sliders for the front, and you can tell they're pretty bad. They should be all shiny and new, but they're not. They're pretty corroded, and these things are supposed to slide nice and easy inside those rubber boots. Well, the rubber boots were tore, and these are a little bit better, but you can see still corroded. Not good, but they are now. So let's go ahead and get this thing going, because I want to get this done. I'm finished! Yay! Woohoo! I got it all done. I took it for a drive. I'm definitely going to have to take it to a tranny shop. Boy, my hair's messy. I'm definitely going to have to take it to a tranny shop and have them take a look at it, because it missed a shift whenever I was running it. I don't know if you know this, but as far as brakes are concerned, there should be some sort of a break-in period for your brakes. And what I do is I go out and do some heat cycles on the pads. And, you know, of course, the other thing you got to be aware of is, this is why I like to do my brakes all at once.
I had the rear brakes, I put them on, and I adjusted them to where they were relatively tight. However, now that I replaced the fronts, it takes less pedal to actuate the front brakes. So the rears need adjusted, so that little pedal that's needed is going to activate the rears also. So when you got a different pedal feel, you got to do something about it. And in this case, you know, they're automatic adjusters, so I just had to back up a few times and come to a stop. And each time I did that, they adjusted a little tighter on the back. And now they feel really good. And while I was doing my heat cycles, I was accelerating and then jamming on the brakes to get hot, and then drive quite a ways to let them cool and then get them hot again. And during that, my first to second shift didn't happen. The first gear ran to the top and then just whoop, just went to neutral. And then I let off the gas and I hit it again and it stayed in neutral. So I let off the gas and dropped it in second and hammered it, and it went to second. So I definitely need to take it to the shop because there's something going on, I think, inside the transmission, that there must be some sticky valves or something like that that's causing some sort of gum up to where the valve is not freed up. Even though I have all new fluid in my transmission, I even have some transmission additive from Lucas in there, hoping that that might free it up. But yeah, it needs looked at. It might need some sort of a part replaced on the transmission. So other than that, it felt pretty good. And I haven't really noticed that issue that I was talking about as far as it running still, even after all that driving around. So hopefully that's it. Now, I am done for the day. I need to take a shower. Heidi's going to come home. She's going to cook out on the grill. And yeah, I've got some stuff that I need to do. Maybe tomorrow I'll work on my car, but we're getting prepped to go for our little RV trip, which is going to be exciting. So let's go ahead and drop this and figure that this video is done at this point, because I think I'm close to about 15 minutes. And as always, guys, I hope to see you out there. Bye.